Is this the end for Conor McGregor? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Against the Fence, where, of course, this is the place to be if you're obsessed and passionate about the UFC and the sport of mixed martial arts. This is the latest UFC news with that real fan opinion. We've got a big show tonight. We're going to be talking about the Conor McGregor sexual assault allegations, including the recent footage published by TMZ today. So we're going to get through that and their article. We're going to also go through some of the previous allegations, a bit of a timeline look at that throughout these past few years. Yes, he's been a naughty boy, but can we sympathise with him on some of them? And of course, we'll talk about whether or not that fight with Michael Chandler will take place or not. So a lot to get through. And of course, we're going to be talking about the 3 new headline matchups that were announced in the last 24 hours or so. So we'll chalk it up and maybe get a little bit of a breakdown into some of those as well. Let's hear you guys in the chats, of course. I can't wait to listen to your opinions. And if you have not done so already, hit that like button, of course, as always. Miles from New Jersey's in the house. He says, all right, JK, good evening, mate. Good evening from over here in the UK. Good afternoon where you are, sir. Hope your day is going well. Happy Friday. Let's probably just get straight into this, into the thick of it, shall we? Now, before I change scenes, I've got to ask, is this the end for Conor McGregor? And it would be the recurring question tonight. If he's proven guilty, then how many chances are the UFC going to give him? That's the, like, do you know what I mean? Because it's funny how every single time there's like a big fight or a big return of his that's going to go down, something different happens. And of course, I think with the Cowboy one years ago, originally when he was slated to face Cowboy, you had the whole fiasco with the guy at the pub. Where he hit a guy at the pub. So, and then that was put off and delayed for even further. Yes, Wales and Jersey, the whole McGregor thing is a money grab. Oh, so he's Wales and Jersey's not buying it at all. I'll give you my opinions in just a sec. I've been quite tight-lipped about it a little bit in our Discord. I've said a few things. But my opinions on where I am, I'm, you know, I don't know. It was interesting. Good evening, Taylor Young. Happy Friday to you, sir. Good to see you in the chats as always. Wilson, did you see the new video that came out? Mate, we're going to get into it. We're going to play it a little bit later on, man. Don't worry. We're going to get into the thick of it and maybe some tiny little details to it as well. Taylor Young says, if Conor is proven undeniably guilty, then he's done. Well, yeah, I know it's true. I mean, but the thing is here's the thing is, whenever something new happens with Conor, we automatically think, oh, that's it, he's done. He's done. He's done the absolute worst things possible. He's never coming back. For me, I don't think it's the end for Conor McGregor. I don't think it is, because here's something I'm going to ask you guys. Who's done worse, John Jones or Conor McGregor? Because John Jones has done some pretty damn bad things as well, right? And he's still, time is the ultimate healer. And look, we saw John Jones capture the heavyweight belt not so long ago when he supposedly hit his wife. He did a hit and run on a pregnant woman and had drugs in his car. Like, those things were bad enough as it is. But is it the end for Conor McGregor if he is guilty of raping a woman in a toilet? Oh, man, I don't know. Her whole story is out the window, says Wales. Yeah, I know. It is a little bit suspect. There's some few details that are a bit weird about that. Taylor Young says, this is like the second or third time he's been accused of this. Indeed, we're going to chalk it out with the timeline in just a sec. MMA Anomaly says, whether her story is out the window or not, Conor taking not one, but 2 women into some... I know, see? You spotted it as well. I noticed it wasn't just one person while having... Sorry, that's not on my screen. Ooh. See if we can move you over. Oh, no. There we go. Moving MMA Anomaly over. He's got... Oh, okay, we're going to have to sort that out in due course. But he says into a bathroom while having a pregnant fiance is not a good look. And yeah, man, he's got a fourth child on the way, which is madness, right? Like, he's got a fourth child on the way, and this comes out. That's crazy, right? Ash is in the house. Yes, Ash. He's normally says, pretty sure this is the fifth woman / time he's been accused of similar situation. John Jones will hit a pregnant woman with his car. Conor with hit her or something else. Oh, yeah, I wonder if that comes out later on as well. I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, of course, we don't know what's true and what's not. I mean, where I sit with this currently is I will wait until he's been proved guilty. Because, you know, the previous accusations, not much has happened with them. We never really found out if he was guilty or not. But we'll get through him in a sec. Teddy Young says, if Conor is a legit rapist, I'd say Conor is the worst. Yeah. No, I'm completely with Taylor Young on that one. I agree with you as well. It's just, you know, it just takes an absolute English move, really, to do that. I mean, you shouldn't hit women either with your car or, you know, physically. It's not really a debate to decide which is worse. They're both terrible. John, through all of what he done, was still the highest level fighter on the planet. Conor is spiraling not only performances but in his personal life. Yeah, no, that's true. You see it from all angles, and it's true. Yeah, it is sad to see at the end of the day. You know, it is gutting to see. Part of it is, I still want this Chandler fight to happen. It needs to happen because I think it is a good fight for him stylistically, and it would be such a shame if we get to miss out on it. Okay, I'm gonna I've missed that now. Where have I gone? Let's clear the chat then for now. Oh, hang on. Before I go, we got James in the house as well. Yes, welcome in, James. And Nolan, of course. Smash the likes on the video, guys. James says, I can't believe it, man. What's up, guys? And Nolan says, I agree, Taylor, but it's the history of allegations that doesn't look good. Yeah, we'll get to some more chats in just a sec. Let's move on then to a bit of a timeline look, shall we, of some of the allegations that have gone against him. Now, I hope you guys can see this well, but Rolling Stone have put an article out pretty recently, actually, with all of them. And it's pretty impressive as well. Ignore these. These are all adverts. As we skip through past the adverts. Oh, no. Wait. My bad. Maybe I was on the wrong bit. Where's it gone? That's really annoying. Where's the whole article gone? This is weird. Apologies, guys. I'll have to give that page a refresh. There it is. What is... Oh, no. You're joking. You gave it for me for free a second ago. Log in to read the whole story. Oh, for goodness sake. Has anyone got a Rolling Stone? Log in. That is... right, okay. We're going to swiftly move on then, because that's out of order. I had this all prepped for you guys, and then Rolling Stone decided that you've got to pay for their articles now. Oh, what a joke. Look, it was even posted today as well. All right. Okay, well, let's move on to the video then, shall we? Now, this is the video that came out from the NBA fourth round, whatever it was, that happened the other day. As you can see here, Conor is spotted here. So I'll play it now. Perhaps going to zoom in. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. So you can clearly see him take her by the hand and put her in. But then there's a few flaws to her story. Now I'm going to rewind this back here because you can see the victim here, right? She's blurred out. But then watch her hand as well because she's following someone else with her as well. So it wasn't just one person, it was two people. And for me, when I look at that, you think, you know, I don't know. I think there may have been reports that the other person was stood outside, but it looks like both of them go in to me. I don't know. It's hard to tell because they go off to the right here, which might be in the disabled toilets. And then you can see the security guards just kind of like fend everyone else off. Like I don't think the security guard just stopped her from coming in or stopped them from leaving. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit fishy to me. There's a lot of updates on this story as well that's come out. But then she was also spotted as well taking a selfie with him. This has apparently happened before. Right, and he's clearly like flexing and absolutely off his nut. So some of the things that came from this story was quoted, I think, from Conor's representative. So my client was under the belief they were leaving and going to the Four Seasons. Oh no, I think this is the woman. Four Seasons Hotel, as Conor had previously asked her to join him at his hotel room. Okay, that's pretty suspect. The man with the braids then stopped at the door of the bathroom. Then Conor grabbed my client, as in the video. My client believed they were leaving, but instead Conor took her into the restroom. It's alleged Conor McGregor then sexually assaulted the woman. My client remembers nothing no less than 6 drinks that night and has admitted the parts she recalls. My client did not even recall who led her into the restroom until seeing this video. Okay. Oh no, it's talking about Conor, isn't it? Conor has denied the accusations against him, with his reps saying in a statement on Thursday the allegations are false. Mr. McGregor will not be intimidated. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I mean, for me, that's the thing. I don't want to jump to conclusions, really. I really shouldn't. He was... One of the things that I noticed the previous article that we were unable to get is that he was accused by someone who changed their story twice. Originally, he was accused by someone in a car in Dublin, and then later on in 2020, that was in 2018 or 19, then in 2021, she then kind of flipped the script and said it was in a bar. So, I mean... Look, there's definitely people out there who will try their luck. There's no doubt about that. I think Conor McGregor is definitely on coke. I've seen signs in it for months. My opinion is I'm kind of hoping it's just a matter of it's someone trying to take advantage for him and get a settlement because it's happened in the past. Maybe it's someone who could see some value in gaining a settlement out of it. Did she have maybe coke on her and Conor's been like, you know, or she's been like, oh, I've got some coke on me. Should we do it at some point? But you got to give me the money for it. And then they went off, did a couple of lines, and then he didn't give her any money or anything. Like anything could have happened like that, and then she's just decided to accuse him of those things, or he is just a straight up a-hole and is a complete rapist. But then it's just hard to see. And like, why would you do that when your wife is at home with your 4th child on the way? Like, I just can't see it. And what's interesting is since the Dolly incident before the Khabib fight, yeah, he got fined and all that for that, and he was put to do community service, and you see that in his documentary as well. He had to do community service, and I feel that since that time of doing community service in churches and thing, I think he's become a lot more religious, and you've seen that in the way that he carries himself around. You see it in the way that he talks to people as well. He often says, God bless a lot and things like that. So I think, and you saw in the Donald Cowboy Cerrone fight that in the build up to that, he did kind of tone things down a bit because of the birth of his kids and things like that. So the fact that he's still going on this rampage is, I don't know, it's almost hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, yeah, okay, the whiskey money and all that is doing well, and you might go off the rails, and even there was a assault charges against him. He assaulted someone on a yacht, like physically assaulted. So, man, I don't think that's even settled either. Taylor Young saying, yeah, I'm waiting for evidence, but I haven't got the chats on the screen. So what we'll do is we'll pop back for now then. Come on. There we go. Taylor Young says, yeah, I'm waiting for evidence, but wouldn't be surprised if this was true. If I'm honest, the fact Conor has been accused of the same thing more than once doesn't bode well. I know it doesn't. Like if this is the one that proves him guilty, then you've got to then go back to those previous charges, and you got to think, surely, like, that's jail time. It's 100% jail time. I don't think a settlement's even worthy of it, in my opinion. Wales said she said security forced her in. Conor came out of the stall. Yeah, no, that definitely didn't look like it in that video for sure. Anomaly says the craziest part of the story is that the security guard blocking the door part seems true. I mean, that he's definitely blocking that entrance there, right at the front, right, of where the crowd of people are. But is that just preventing from any of the crowd getting further forward, or further into the toilets? Barkley says the lawyer. Yes, Barkley, good to see you back in this week again. He says the lawyer representing the woman. Do you know what this? That's it. The lawyer representing the woman apparently is very shady. She tried to bribe a woman to lie in testimony in another failed SA case versus Chris Brown last year. Okay, there we go. That's an inside scoop from Charles. Never knew that. Doesn't look good, does it? Conor is similarly turning into a modern day Mike Tyson. Only difference is Mike Tyson would actually brag about it in interviews. Yeah, man, Mike Tyson definitely did some shady stuff in his time. But look, I mean, it just kind of comes with the success almost, doesn't it? It's hard to see though. Anomaly says, I normally don't do interviews with women unless I want to initiate with them. So you should talk. You shouldn't talk anymore unless you want to know Mike Tyson. Wow, that's a quote from him. Wow, is it even adding the lisp in there as well? Yes, Raphael. Hello, Raphael. Let us know your opinions on this Conor McGregor case, and do you think the Michael Chandler fight will take place in the end? Nolan says, I've no doubt that security have blocked folks following Conor and others into the toilet. I'd imagine he is in. Sorry, all of this chat scene in and out of the bathroom stall at the moment in for a bump. Yeah, exactly. That's my guess of what's happening as well. Taylor Young says Conor is evidently on all sorts coke, drink, roids, hence why he isn't in USADA. He seemed so wild and erratic for a long time, and because of this, it's so annoying when this thing doesn't pop up properly. And because of that, generally anything could have happened. Exactly. No, and it's only the two of them are really, one's lying and one's not. Clearly, it's just going to be sad. But I'm interested to know if that other woman did end up going into the bathroom or not. Surely that's the ultimate question in this case. Not like she's going to side with Conor or anything, but doesn't give him a good leg to stand on, does it? Breezy, yes, Breezy. Cold beer, hot weather, and JK's face. Couldn't think of better setting for a wang. Breezy, my man. Breezy's a married man now, by the way. But look, he's still bringing the banter with him. Look at that, Breezy. Happy Friday to you, man. Hope you've had a good week and enjoying your Friday. Clearly, it's probably not the. I bet it's probably not the worst thing you've done a Tommy Tank to, is it? We've got, yes, giving Charles some love in the chats. Raphael says, Wales, Nolan, Taylor, salute to the fellas of Against the Fence, the best effing MMA channel on YouTube. And Raphael knows it. It's the best fan channel on YouTube. There's no one like us out there at the moment who gives you guys a platform to voice your opinions. Look, we're on to bigger and better things. We keep on growing, and hopefully we'll do even more things with you guys in future. Hopefully on screen, But that's what we're eyeing up down the line, but be sure to stay tuned. Breezy says 2 Girls 1 Cup is up there with 1 man 1 jar for oh dear. Joe, what? Because we're getting all the funnies out now, I want to share this with you guys because this had to make me laugh. Oh, using the state-of-the-art AI facial recognition technology, I found the woman who entered the bathroom with Conor McGregor. Oh, this got me good. This got me good. That's, oh man, what's sweet? How much? Look, oh, 1,277 likes at the moment. Whoa, give that a love after the stream, guys. Give that some love after the stream. Oh, that really and truly tickled me. Oh, I hope Dustin Poirier doesn't see that. That's all I'm going to say. Here we go. We got Ash says, don't forget to drop a like on the video. That's damn right. Taylor Young saying the Chandler fight isn't happening this year. Yeah, all right. Let's get into the Chandler fight then. For me, I can't see it now. Actually, I'm going to share something else with you guys because today is meant to be the deadline for McGregor entering the USADA testing pool, right? We had an update from Aaron Bronstetter. He said, "Ooh, not that one. We don't want that." He said something quite interesting today, which in a line with this. He said the USADA athlete test history was updated yesterday and did not include any samples submitted by Conor McGregor. This does not necessarily mean that he has not re-enrolled in the program. However, several inquiries made to USADA regarding his status that have gone unanswered. He also says, given the serious allegations against him, and with today being the deadline for him to re-enroll in the USADA program, the outlook of him competing in 2023 is not looking promising. So, yeah, it's not great, is it? But here's the thing, here's the catch, right? And I'm going to throw this out there because I got a feeling this could bend the rules a little bit. If we've got a headliner, I think if Conor and Chandler stay training and no one picks up on it, and a headliner falls out, they could slot that fight in last minute, and Conor won't necessarily have to do any testing. Now that is pretty damn interesting, right? Isn't it? It's true. I'm going to try and find the article for you guys actually earlier because I thought I left it up, but clearly I didn't. Because there is a slight bend in the rules here. It's quite confusing though, I must admit. It's this one here. So I think it's towards the end. That's it. Conor McGregor doesn't necessarily have to spend 6 months in USADA's pool. There's a special clause in the organization's guidelines that allows the UFC to waive the waiting period in exceptional circumstances. If they grant him an exemption, they'll be clear to fight after 2 clean tests. That reopens the possibility of McGregor versus Chandler going down in November or December. Heck, the fight could be booked even earlier than that, although it's unlikely given the way promotion's slate of events is shaping up. At this point, most people are assuming the UFC will give Notorious a pass on the 6-month testing period. So this June, today, deadline doesn't really mean all that much. But we are left wondering why McGregor is so reluctant to re-enter the pool and do things right. There's a couple obvious influences one could make, but we'll leave that up to you. But then if your leg is healed, then why are you still taking stuff? How is it still in your system? That's what I don't really get. Confusing. Taylor Young saying Chandler missing out on red panty night. Mate, if he got to, but that's the thing. I think Chandler wouldn't mind taking a short notice opportunity to fight him. I really don't. You know, it'd be a catch weight as well, perhaps. Nolan says, sorry, lads, called the fact Conor wasn't going to fight Chandler the other night, and that's it. Shout out to Nolan for that. He did mention that during our Aftermath show, and I think he may even mentioned it with the show with Ash the other night on Tough. It happened last time Conor was on Tough, didn't it? He never fought Faber. Actually, I don't think he was even scheduled to fight Faber for that one. That was the only real Tough season where there wasn't a fight scheduled for it, if I remember rightly. But I think it was the old man at the bar incident which prevented him from fighting Cowboy, and that fight got pulled back slightly. I think we'll be lucky to Conor fight if Conor fights again. Yeah. Charles Buckley said, yeah, but him and Faber were never supposed to fight going into... Oh, yes, okay, thank you, sir. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically it, guys. I think on the Conor McGregor front, anyways, we'll get into the fights in just a sec. Yeah, for me, I think time will heal wounds. Likelihood is that maybe a last-minute fight in December. I think they'll draw this one out. I really do. I think perhaps they'll announce a co-main event for a December card, but they won't announce a headliner for a long time. And then, but even if they did that, it'd be so shady and so obvious. Because I think it's public knowledge now, right? Because they did it with Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt. Chuck someone in there as a last-minute replacement. You don't have to go through the program necessarily. So, you know, I don't know. Will the UFC do it? That's the question. All right, heading into then the fights then. There's 3 fights that got announced in the last 24 hours. And there's some good ones as well. We got Cyril Gane, who's going to be taking on Sergey Spivak in Paris in September. And we've got Max Holloway versus Korean Zombie. That's going to be headlining a fight night. And we've got Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Starting with Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak. For me, this fight, look... As a Cyril Gane fan, this is not a great fight for him either, because Sergey Spivak has got some level of wrestling to his game. He likes to take you down, he likes to smother you, and just basically beat the living daylights out of you. Hence, you know, ask Derek Lewis. We've seen it in several of his fights, and he's on an absolute wave at the moment. However, for me, with Cyril Gane, he's going to have that home advantage, isn't he? And the ultimate question is Sergey Spivak going to crumble under that pressure of being in front of the French crowd? Because they were insanely loud during the Tai Tuivasa fight. And not only that, is how much has Cyril Gane been working is a question as well. I think he's been working ever since the John Jones fight. I think he admitted that he done wrong and it wasn't a good idea to start training during fight camp. And I think he went back into the gym after that fight and really worked on some things. But is it going to be enough, really? I don't think it's going to be enough. But having said that, when you look at Spivak's previous opponents, they've been big guys that aren't very athletic. So can Gane get back to his feet if he gets taken down by Spivak? You know, Spivak did it to Derek Lewis, Augusto Sakai, Greg Hardy. He lost against Tom Aspinall, who's, of course, a very athletic heavyweight. And then, you know, the rest of the wins are the same. Let's head on to this side, shall we? I don't think you guys can see this because this is quite... there we go. I'll zoom in for you guys. So look, they're the recent wins from Spivak. But that's the only fight that's been announced on this card at the moment for France. Sure, more will be on the way soon. I think I said during the Aftermath show, I'd like to see Charles Jourdain take on Nate Landwehr. I reckon that fight will happen in France as well. Is it co-main event worthy? Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's clear and obvious that I think that Cyril Gane will want to remain on the feet, pick him apart, and really break him down, I guess. I mean, I don't think he's going to go for... He's clearly not going to go through takedowns. It's going to be hard to watch Cyril Gane after that performance against John Jones, isn't it? And it pains me as a Cyril Gane fan. Now, I was thinking about this earlier. The Francis Ngannou fight was a real pop in the hype balloon, right? That balloon burst after that fight. After the John Jones fight, you just basically set the remains of that balloon alight. Really, you know, you, looking up here, moving to at least 2. I reckon 2. If Spivak beats Garn, Sergey moves up to number 1, and Spivak will move just below him, and they'll do that. They'll put him above Stipe because Stipe's been inactive for so long. That's how I see that being played. Taylor Young says Max versus Zombie is wild matchmaking, but Max wanted it though, didn't he? Nolan says SHIT boys nearly hitting 2,000 subs. Yeah, we got to get the sub train going. Hopefully we hit that in London this coming July. James says, yeah, Ash was about to say it's the only guy he hasn't fought. Okay, fair shout from Ash, that's true. Max is going to piece him up, says Taylor Young. Garn moves so well, but against a solid wrestler, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess Spivak lacks a little bit of athleticism, doesn't he? He's quite the slowest of heavyweights. He's in that slow category, that's for sure. Taylor Young says, for me, I am very hesitant to pick Garn against anyone with basic grappling. Yeah, I mean, I sided on the fence with you as well. Of course, I'm going to want Garn to win. Absolutely, I'm going to be gunning for him to win. But the fight makes me nervous. It really does. So of course, like striking would clearly give for Garn. On the ground, we'll give it to Spivak. In the clinch scenarios, Spivak because I think Spivak's capable of getting the takedowns from the clinch. Cardio, kind of want to give it to Garn, really. We haven't seen Spivak go 5 rounds, I don't think. So, power's a difficult one. Not really too sure on that. But, yeah, I think if you're Garn, you're going to probably look to win a decision in that one. I feel. Taylor Young says Garn has too much of a grappling weakness from what we've seen. He needs to exclusively work on his grappling to try and round out his game. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I said previous in an Aftermath show for 265 that I felt that we shouldn't see Cyril Gane for about a year. You know, that was my opinion. And then we can come into a fight having forgot about what happened in the John Jones fight and then be like, okay, well, there's a lot of question marks here. How much has he developed in the space of a year? And maybe it would get us a bit more excited for his fight, of course. If it's against a striker, then yeah, there's safely say that we could be excited about it, but we'd at the same time feel that perhaps he's obviously going to win. You know, apart from Pavlovich, that one kind of scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but any other striker, I'm like comfortable with Garn all day. Moving then on to Max Holloway versus the Korean Zombie. Max called this one. He wanted the Korean Zombie. He got exactly what he wanted. That fight is going to take place in Singapore, and it's definitely going to be the Zombie's last fight. You know, and not only that, it's both guys have not fought before is beyond me. They both fought the who's who of the division, but not each other. I think both guys, it's going to be interesting to see on the feet, and whether or not Max can kind of piece him apart, be light on his feet, and really open him up. Really, that's what I can kind of see. But at the same time, I'd imagine that both guys got a similar kind of reach as well. If the fight ends up on the ground, which I don't think it will, then it's the Zombie's game all day. You know, he's very good on the ground. And I don't think we've seen Max on the ground at all for quite some time. It's been a while. I say in that one, you get a bit shaky. Taylor Young says, Max buy whatever he wants. Max is my guy, but he's just cruel for asking for this. Yeah, I guess maybe you doubting the Zombie a little bit in his retirement fight. Is it a fight that's going to be, where Max is going to be a massive favourite in? Probably. I can see that for sure. But yeah, let's have we got any announcements for on this card as well? I have no idea who those two are. but that's about it. Okay, so it's still early doors for this fight as well. It's going to take place at Singapore, like I said, August 26th. But yeah, striking, Holloway, grappling, Zombie, clinch, maybe Max, cardio Max, power, Zombie. I think I want to. That's just me going from day one. I think that's chalking out wild without any tape, without watching. That's what I'm going for so far. As then for the other fight, Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov. That fight's going to happen 5th of August in Tennessee. Few fights have been slated for this already. Some good ones as well. Women's strawweight. Jandiroba versus Tatiana Suarez. Oh, that's a Suarez win all day for me. Corey Sandhagen versus... I should probably start off with the Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov fight. Big jump for Nurmagomedov as well. If I go... Oh, sugar. If I go to the bantamweight division, let's remind ourselves of where he is. 11th at the moment. 16-fight winning streak, unbeaten against the number 4 guy. So Umar is potentially 2 fights away from a title fight. He was in my ones to watch for this year. He was in Ash's ones to watch for this year as well. Or was he? Or did I leave him out? Ash, can you remind me of that? I actually can't remember. I know it's on my phone. I think it's either that or I was going to put him in. But then I chose not to because no, I don't think I was. I didn't put him in. No, I didn't. The reason why I didn't put him in is because I felt that no one was going to accept a fight with him. Period. But Sandhagen, however, I mean, Corey Sandhagen's a dog. He's going to fight anybody. He's not going to be ducking anyone. And I'm quite surprised, of course. I'm not surprised he took this fight. It's a bit of a risk, but look, who else was there really for him? I thought we were going to see him fight Merab, but I don't think Merab... I think Merab's got a problem with his wrist. I mean, we've seen him in the gym and stuff. We've seen him on TikToks with Jamal Hill recently. So he's been in the PI, but he did have that wrist bandaged up, so maybe he's not due to come back anytime soon. Said Nurmagomedov versus Kyler Phillips, I think it's a great one as well. Dustin Jacoby versus Kennedy Nzechukwu. Tanner Bosa returns. Ode Osborne returns. Ulan Bekov versus Jake Hadley's a fun one. Damon Jackson versus Billy Q was quite a surprising one. That one flew under the radar. Oh man, it's tough to pick for that one. Overstate Peru against Ion Kutalaba is the light heavyweights dream fight. Both guys have just kind of been on dreadful streaks lately, so that fight makes a lot of sense. And Bajo Mendez against Ludwig Klein. So this card's shaping up to be really good for Nashville. Yeah, I wonder what you guys reckon. You picking Sandhagen or are you picking Nurmagomedov? I really don't know. I'm a bit of a Corey Sandhagen fan since I listened to the podcast with him on Joe Rogan. So man, and look, everyone knows I like a Dagestani guy, so I'm going to be cheering for Corey Sandhagen for this fight. I've decided. Taylor Young says, Corey either flatlines Umar or Umar wrestles the life out of him. Yeah, potentially. And it's going to be interesting to see Umar going 5 rounds, potentially. You've got to favour Sandhagen in those later rounds. JK, you're live, bro. Back in the lab. I am lab. That's it. We're back in the lab. Back to where we like to be. Live, speaking to you, one of the people. Teddy Young said Merab is the best 135er right now. Yeah, I've got to agree with you. Got to agree with you. It's kind of a little bit gutting that he doesn't get many finishes, really. But yeah, I mean, in terms of a guy who shows 0 weaknesses, yeah. Teddy Young said Max will look better than he did against Keita. I mean, that's a big wow. You'd expect so, wouldn't you? You would expect so, especially after seeing that display from Volkanovski against Zombie. Oof. And he went toe to toe, close bouts with Volkanovski. So yeah, you'd expect so. You would expect so. Yeah, Teddy Young, really talented guy. Yeah. lovely stuff, guys. Good chats tonight. I must swiftly move on, though. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Sorry, I missed some earlier. Wales and Jersey saying Max versus Korean Zombie in Singapore is going to be a banger. Looking forward to that one. Yeah, it's a top card. It's a top card. Can't wait for that to get into that one. Charles Barkley, the style to beat Max is dart in and out like Volk. Unfortunately, Zombie mostly just plods forward. Yeah, it's true. You need some speed to beat Max. And yeah, you're damn right in that. All right, guys, amazing stuff. You guys have been, like I said, amazing as always. Good chat tonight. And don't forget to pop the like on the video if you've not done so already. And make sure that you stay tuned with us this weekend. We've got, well, tomorrow night, in fact, we've got a watch-along for the Marvin Vettori versus Jared Cannonier fight. Our boy and ATF Alumni and crew member, designated drinks commander, Modestus Bakauskas. He's going to be fighting on the prelims. Do make sure you tune in for his fight. Unfortunately, we won't be live for it, but we're going to be recording our reaction nonetheless. We're going to do that, then get a couple of hours nap in, and then hopefully regroup with you guys for the main card. So yeah, make sure you watch the prelims. Make sure you got the notifications bell rang on our channel, so when you know we're going to be live. Let's hear you. Let's see you as always. Cats keep flooding in. Guys, man, I've got to move on. I've got to do some homework for tomorrow night. But I wish I could stay and catch up with some of these as well. Raphael saying, great show, fellas. And let's go, Moddy. Yes, love the support for Moddy. And James MMA as well, yeah. We'll hopefully get Moddy back on the channel at some point as well soon as well. But yeah, make sure you guys watch that fight. All right, okay, you guys been amazing. See you tomorrow. Ciao.